John Mazza.
Norm Duke gave John Mazza the evil eye right there as they shook hands. He's all business. $20,000 difference in one game. Here we go.
Starts to take the lunch with the strike.
5'5", 123. 5'9", 155. 28-year-old John Mazza. Left-hander.
Tournament leaders have been 3 wins, 1 loss so far in the 1993 season.
Still 7.
Mazza with a just nice, solid style has added power to his game in the last 2 years. And where he added the power was up in this area. He opens that arm swing up and drives straight through. He's playing the inside line. Right about where we saw Albee playing, and gets a bad break, a solid second.
John Mazza. Pinfall you hear there is from our King of the Hill champion, Ron Williams, who will meet the winner of this match. John Mazza's wife, Leslie, mother of 14-week-old Anthony.
That's the same thing about it.
John Mazza, not though. He was waving to the crowd off to the left. Great appreciation to be back on tour. Here's Duke. And he's tough. Coming up next, ABC's Wide World of Sports Olympic gold medalist Oscar De La Hoya will be boxing live. That's right. Plus, we'll talk with world heavyweight champion Riddick Bowe as he prepares for his first title defense, and coverage of the World Alpine Skiing Championships begins. Also, comedian Gilbert Gottfried will guest host skiing's greatest calls and falls that appeared over the years on ABC Sports. It's Wide World next.
Oh!
Duke wide with that shot. It doesn't get the love tap of the 6 into the 10. He knows he went wide, and he was very confident. I think he was thinking about the 300 game, even though it's the early going. Watch the second pin on the right-hand part of the screen. It just doesn't quite do the job. Almost. Watch his technique at the 10 pin. The big hook at the first shot and a nice flat straight ball at the 10.
Space. All right.
The double for Mazza. John's wife, Leslie, tells us why John left the tour for more than a year.
Well, John needed a little break after 10 years on the tour, and he decided to go home. And Max Adani, a good friend of his who works at Burning Tree Golf Course as a head professional there, offered him a job, an assistant professional. And he worked there throughout the summer, and I was also carrying our first child. So it was a good combination of a break for him along with being home with me.
And he found that an assistant golf pro doesn't make as much as one of the greatest bowlers in the world. He probably took a $200,000 cut.
There he is, demonstrative Leslie's husband, John. Okay, we're in Peoria, Illinois. 2 value championships overturned. Play reaction.
This is a key shot for Mazza. He catches the wall shot and barely flips out the 10 pin.
That was the end of a 3-bagger. Okay.
And gave him 11 pin lead. Norm Duke has to respond.
Uh-oh. Oh, the 4-9.
What do we do here, Nelson?
Very simply, Chris, you have to move to the right part of the approach and get the ball to the left of the 4 pin and drive that 4 into the 9. Right here, drive the 4 into the 9. very makeable for Norm Duke. I'd say the odds are 2-1, and he needs it at this point.
All right, twice Open champion, twice Firestone champion. I'm speaking of Marshall Holman. Here he is.
Thank you, Chris. We're here with Ron Williams. Ron, you're getting ready to bowl your 4th King of the Hill match. We've got a deeper shot this week. What do you think your chances are?
Well, I like playing inside Marshall, and I've had fairly good success from playing inside. I've made a few shows here and there, and I'm looking forward today and going on to St. Louis.
All right, back up to you guys.
All right. Confidence galore.
Oh, man.
Back on the re-rack. Don't blame him.
I turned over to National Tournament Director Johnny Campos as you see Norm Duke coming up here, and this is from the deep inside line, ball down the center of the line, and asked if he had given him his re-rack. He thought the 1-3 pocket was tight, and he got a re-rack, and normally you carry the 10 when you get the re-rack, but it didn't happen.
And watching on
Space.
Kevin Shippey and Frank Esposito.
That's what happened.
Norm's a tough competitor, but he's known to be loose at times. Here's John Mazza. He's our tournament leader, and he leads by 24.
That's the 7th.
Unusual leave of the 7-pin there. He had a solid 7 in the first frame, but he comes in very light, and normally the 4 will take out the 7, but the extreme amount of break he's getting on that ball on the first shot caused the 4 to go around the 7.
Well, let's meet John and Leslie's son, Anthony. 14 weeks old. Proud papa.
No pressure there, huh, Chris?
No.
Behoon John Mazza to keep striking here. He's got educations in front of him, and $42,000 at first place right here would be a nice endowment for a few years down the line. He has a 23-pin lead, 6-frame title match. True value open.
Another 10-pin.
Mazza's left the 7-pin in 3 different ways. A solid 7 in the first, the wall shot, a little bit unusual 7 in the 5th, and here he leaves the half 7 in the 6th. He changes balls, puts only 1 finger in the ball and his thumb, and uses a very straight ball that won't hook, right at the 7. Good technique.
And the brightest ball on tour, I believe.
That's a space.
Neon orange. John Mazza. Here's Norm Duke now.
Got to put his strike shoes back on. Trails by 22, 6th frame.
There's a start as King of the Hill.
And just remember,
Williams just sort of
defeat
relaxes off to the right and watches these two perform now. 42,000 the winner of this game, 22 to the runner-up. The winner goes on to meet the King of the Hill.
But then
He can unseat him, dethrone him. It's another $5,000.
42 games of qualifying. Jeff Stayrook led the 18 game of regular play and then 24 additional games to give you 42. Mazza took over on Friday.
Got that key double.
All right. Big double for Norm Duke. Only 12 pins separating these two champions. Join us for that Hall of Fame championship, and tickets are still available for the Salute to Champions Black Tie Dinner in St. Louis, Saturday night. John Mazza.
Mazza gets the fortunate break ever as he rolls that freaking
Holy guacamole! Mazza gets a great break. Watch the head pin. It does the work. He trips the 3. Head pin to the sideboard, gets lost back in the 6-pin zone, rolls around, takes out the 3-pin. What a terrific break in the 7th frame. Mazza quickly up, and he just absolutely has to reset himself. The ball didn't feel comfortable. He starts fairly close to the line, and he goes very quickly. Boom, boom.
it pays to do that. To all you league bowlers. And by the way, speaking of league bowlers, the second oldest league bowler in America today is celebrating his 99th birthday. Ted Gross of Staten, Oregon. Wish you many, many more, sir. Good bowling.
Like that's him.
Duke disappointed 2 times. He left the half 10 pin in the 3rd frame, once again here in the 8th frame, and those are big, big shots for him because he follows 23 pins behind now with just 2 frames remaining. I'm considering that he converts the 10, one of the best spare shooters in the game. Nice straight shot, and leaves himself still in position.
Incidentally, if you're wondering where Staten, Oregon ends, Marshall Holman from Medford, Oregon, told me it's near Salem. Okay?
A self-psyching young man, very emotional. His win in Florida 2 years ago at Winter Haven, just cried like a little baby after he had won, but it's not over yet. He's got a tough opponent right here. The final outcome is all in John Mazza's hands right now. He can shut out Norm Duke if he just has 2 strong frames.
There's one.
Got one in the 9th. And it's not Mark Mazza wins.
He needs 9 pins on the first ball to guarantee a tie, a strike, or a spare. He locks up his 4th title, requalifies for the Firestone, and the reason he has to requalify is he only bowled 3 tournaments has only 3 wins, and he wasn't a touring player last year.
That seals the deal.
You think he's glad to be back?
Look. Boy. Mazza's winning.
Leslie won't be the only one in tears, believe me. Well, Anthony.
See the tears starting to come, Chris. This is an emotional couple.
Watch John. Watch John. He'll have them. Why not?
I agree. Hey, Chris Schenkel, those new young daddies are tough to beat.
They are.
Myself a pat on the back for that.
You put the determination, the talent of a Mazza, and put a new baby in his arms, and look out.
258. That's $1 million kiss.
Black drafts and everything. The little house. There's our son right there.
You bet.
Meant to be. Thanks.
Goodness. That's Lorenda Benoit, Bob Benoit's wife, that's holding Anthony.
And emotional Mazza, is this swing the favor back to the Ron Williams, who's waiting just to the right? I'm watching him right now. He's eyeballing John Mazza for that King of the Hill match. Norm Duke be in the 220s, both sensational.
Remember, Norm Duke had a 238 in defeating Tony Westlake, who shot 216. Tony Westlake had a 257 to Mike Alby's 253 in the first game.
Players are averaging 246 going into this game, and they're going to be
Awesome
right
battle
at 240 again this
between
game. So, big score. 244 average so far.
All right. 250.